Alright, guys, so let's continue on Relentless. Number 1, when you're a cleaner, you keep pushing yourself harder when everyone else has had enough. When you work with highly successful, high-profile people, there's a saying you live by, or you won't be in that world for long. Those who don't talk don't know. It's funny how I covet these shoes, right? I like the way my pants lean over them. I like the way they look. Rock and roll, dude. Then I step on shit. The greatest comedian is Mother Nature itself. Morning. 9 o'clock in the morning. 8-mile run. I have work in the afternoon, so I didn't do nothing yesterday. I didn't do one push-up. I had a late dinner. It was like a chicken casserole, so a lot of cheese and a lot of noodles. And I went to the restaurant once already, but for me, that's not enough. So I'm trying to get this run over. I mean, it doesn't matter. When your body starts moving, you start going up and down. It's when like the waste that hasn't came out yet wants to come out. So I'm gonna try to run this smoothly. But thought about it, how arrogant I am, thinking that the birds, when I walk by or anything, that they make noise for me, like we're friends or something. Kind of thought that was kind of arrogant. But when I think about it, I just think it's kind of cool if that was true, you know? Because sometimes I do go by a tree and they start making a lot of noise, so. Anyway, here we go. Great run. Beautiful run. I think it was the fastest I ran 7 miles so far, about 56 minutes. I have 49.5 miles within half the month already on paper. Right now, at the point where I stopped running, I seen a beautiful woman, the love of my life, running by. I don't think she seen me though. She was right in front of me, right when I was about to get to my end point. She was like intersecting into the lane I was running down the same block. And I want to see her again, bro. She was bad, beautiful. She was running pretty good too. All right, guys. I just woke up. Oh, drink some water. Let's continue on this crazy book called Relentless. Oh, one second.
Plebeian. Labyrinth.
Temerity.
Fuck you. Had a good run today. I'm gonna write this down on my journal. I ran up the hill today and I was tired. I want to go take in some bottles to recycle. At my folks' place, they had a bunch of bottles, so I helped my dad. And I was like, kind of, damn. I wanted to go running when it was really, really hot, like around 12 or 1. There were some points in this run where it was really hot. Like when I got to the bottom of the hill, or to the very beginning of the hill when I was running up. I guess the mountain, the bare floor of the mountain creates a lot of heat, you know? It's not like grass. It's pretty hot in those moments. I enjoyed them. I enjoyed the heat. I didn't run as fast as I like coming up the hill, but every mile that I ran on the flat ground to get to the hill was under 7 minutes. I think my best was like a high 6 minutes and 30 something seconds. Like close to 6:40, and then it came like 6:40 and then 6:50. And I ran like half a mile instead in like 8 minutes. And then the last mile of running uphill, it's pretty windy. I wonder if you guys can be able to hear me. I guess I'll notice once I edit this video, but shout out to my friend Eddie. I was looking for his number. I wanted to text him. I'll probably hit him up on IG. I don't go on IG unless I post something. And as of late, it's been that way. And I like it like that. Yeah, the last mile running uphill was like 10 minutes. So I averaged like 8 minutes and 10 seconds was my average per mile on this 5 mile Nike Run Hill Day run, you know. Anyway, might have lost you, but I had this thought, like, you know, if you fell asleep yesterday a loser, you might wake up a loser today, you know, and you might even continue being a loser. And I had this idea, and it's true, you know, just like the Denver Nuggets that won a championship, the first championship in all these years. And you could tell by their city, like the fans were incredible. Did you watch some of the highlights? Did you watch some of the games? Their fans were fucking incredible. I was watching the games when they were playing against Miami. There was nobody, like, it was totally different. It was the NBA Finals in the Miami Heat. Fucking home stadium wasn't even packed, you know? You didn't see every seat filled up like when they were back in Denver. Their crowd was fucking electrifying, and you could tell they never won the championship. And they have this great player, Jokic, who's this fucking once in a lifetime big man. He brought the big man game back, you know, the way he plays. It's like that's his area, you know. Like I seen this thing with Anthony Towns. I don't know, you know, they post these postings on YouTube of like these fucking quotes these players say. And Anthony Towns was saying, "Oh, when I retire, they're gonna remember my game, that it changed the game." And it's like, no, you fucking didn't. You're a big man that shoots threes. Like, you didn't change the fucking game. The game's fucking weak. And yeah, like the nerve of these sociopathic fucking superstars. It's because they become superstars when they're in high school already. It's like you have to like, what comes with success in your field should also include, you know, celebrity and notoriety and attention. But these kids are already getting that fucking worldwide attention. So by the time they're pros, you know, they don't want to be a champion, you know. They already got money. That's where you see players like Murray, you know, Jokic, these guys who had to work for that position. You know, that guy that played for that was playing on the Miami Heat. I forgot his name, Harris or something. I don't know if you guys seen some of the playoffs, but J. Cole, the recording artist, the rapper, J. Cole, hip hop, I guess he made a phone call to somebody from Miami Heat and told him to sign this player. Like, he was balling too, you know. So I see a lot of these players who, shout out to Gordon, that dude that had like a sick ass dunk contest when he was like a rookie. Gordon. He won a championship. Now he has like braids or like short dreadlocks. Shout out to him. You know, he was a key part of that team. It's a really good weapon, man. That team was put together really well, and the coach is fucking good. But let me get back to that. So if you woke up a loser yesterday, you might be a loser today. But you know what? You have to actually fucking be proactive and take a step forward and jump up in the game and play the game and be willing to lose something. You know, if you're a loser, you put something up to lose, you know. And I mean, there's a fine line for everything, you know. You don't want to be a loser forever. But what I'm saying, when the loser finally wins, yeah, fucking scratch that. If you really believe in something and you're not harming anybody, and you want to keep trying and trying until you finally fucking win, you know. And that's kind of how, as a human being, as a human experience, that's kind of how you could really figure something out and figure if you could trust anybody, is if you're like, you know, I'm going to go for this one thing. And I'm going to really see who's there for me. You know, I'm going to see who really is my friend, my family, who really I can lean on, because, you know, I'm going to go for this one thing. People are going to call me crazy. They're going to turn around and I want to continue on this journey with me. They're going to turn around and they're going to fucking turn their backs and betray you and talk behind your back. Call you crazy. Oh, he's crazy. He doesn't give up. You know, like this book, Don Quixote, I'm reading right now. You know, he's kind of crazy. I can't be giving free game unless, you know, I do an audio visual and you want to fucking read along with me. But not if I'm not going to do that, because then you fuckers like to steal my shit. But in Don Quixote, they're calling him crazy. They're calling him crazy. Like, yo, you're not a knight. Or, you know, a knight. You know how you get knighted? Like, you're a person who fights for the good of the society and humanity. You know, he read all these books on chivalry. He read all these books about knight errantry, you know. And so he reads these books and he becomes that. He's like, no, I'm a knight, you know. But he's riding like this old ass horse, and he has a squire, which is like his right hand man, his helper, and he's riding a donkey, and like they're like. He's like, everybody's calling him mad and stuff, and he's insane. He doesn't give up, you know. So, but the thing is, like, the prodigal son, when he finally comes home, you know, the dad who, like, the good sons are like, why don't you appreciate us? We never left, you know. But when the prodigal son finally comes home, there's a big celebration. You know, it's a story in the Bible. When the son finally comes home, it's a big celebration, you know. Like, the dad tells his servants, cook up our best meal. We're gonna have a celebration tonight. My fucking child finally came home, you know. And the kids don't really realize, well, what about us? We've been here being consistent and blah, blah, blah. Well, fuck, your brother came home. It's not about you right now. It's like, it's not even about if I love him. I'm a human. Just because that's my son or my daughter, maybe I'm just happy like a fucking normal human that my family's finally changed, you know. They're fucking finally settling down, or they came home and found success, or like the alchemist or Siddhartha when they go on these journeys, you know, these journeys to find themselves. And for a loser, you know, for someone who loses, but when the loser finally wins, the whole world takes notice, you know. The whole world takes fucking notice, you know. The people who love you and support you, your enemies, people who want to give up, people who turn their backs on you, the elderly, the kids look up to you, you know. So it's better to be a loser than to be forgotten. That's the key point. It's better to be a loser than to be forgotten, you know. I had this other guy, you know, when I was returning cans right now, this U-Haul pulled up, like this little U-Haul, the ones you could rent for like $20 an hour. And the whole back of it was filled up with recyclables. And, you know, they started like fucking going first, but they were like turning in their shit while they were still unloading their U-Haul. And they pretty much had so much shit that they would have took up all the trash cans, you know. And my dad and I weren't the only ones there. We had a decent amount, you know. They had a tremendous amount, and there was another person who pulled up with the trailer, so it was very busy at this moment. I noticed one of the ladies, like I think that might have been like her dad, because he had a cane. I think he was like the one, those were his shit, like he was the boss. And he had like a really tall, like a big kid, but I guess that was his grandson. And they all looked alike. There was like 3 that looked alike, and then there was like this one helper guy. Like he was kind of like Sancho Panza from Don Quixote, who's the right-hand man of Don Quixote. And like, he was like the helper guy, right? He was like an ex-veterano type of dude. He reminded me of my Uncle Jesse, rest in peace. He was dark. He was in a tank top and like some pants. He was sweating, but he was a cool ass fucking ex-fucking street dude, you know? But I noticed the daughter, she was older already. She's probably like fucking, I don't know, late 40s, early 50s. And I was admiring her, you know? I was like, dude, she's beautiful, man. Like, I don't know, like being made fun of by the way I look and maybe being overly sexualized as a young person. You know, I love physical touch, and I obviously enjoy sex, but I really enjoy beauty, you know? And I was in the car. We're gonna go get some propane. So my dad's gonna have a little barbecue, and we're gonna go get some propane, and even that propane girl was beautiful, the one that got the propane out for my dad. And but I was just sitting and waiting for him to come back in the car, and I was thinking like, damn, I had this thought like, you know, I love beauty, you know? I love what beauty could be, the potential of it, you know? Like, you see beautiful women, natural beauty all the time, but might be overweight or not have confidence in themselves or don't do the upkeep, you know? So I have beauty of I have love for beauty of what it could be, you know, of what it was. Like that older woman, you could tell when she was young, she was probably a fucking fox. You know? Her dad, he was actually from the city I'm from. I grew up in. And he looked like an ex-gangbanger. Maybe his daughter had trouble with men, you know? Maybe the daughter was used and abused by these street dudes and shit who had lost themselves and how to treat women, you know? Out there doing drugs and street shit, trying to keep up with their so-called friends and mistreating the lady. You know, maybe she was a victim to that type of shit. And she was beautiful, man. She still is. And couldn't help but get locked and staring at her. So I have a love for beauty of what it could be and what it once was and what it is. To get to my folks' place and cold ass Gatorade. Give me some food. I haven't had breakfast today. I had one full banana, a couple small granola bars. Just so I didn't like fucking feel no bubbly shit in my stomach while I run. I had something to absorb it, you know? Yeah, definitely. It's better to be a loser than to be forgotten, because to be forgotten and to give up, you're never gonna be a winner. But don't give up on life, man. Peace.
Veridical. Veridical.